Hello, Aries. Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead. It's a little bit late this week, but just trying to pace myself. I've been really busy with private reads, and it's been so lovely. Thank you so much if you are someone who booked with me. Sorry it's a little bit later than usual, but you don't want these brains when they're exhausted. You want them when they're fresh. I'm telling you, you want my energy clean and my brains that are fresh. So if you're waiting, I promise you it's coming. All right. And if you need to get a hold of me and ask, please use the email address in the description. Okay. All right, Aries, here we go. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. This is you for next week. My readings that are for the signs are always for the week ahead. We are starting with the Two of Pentacles. What are you feeling bad about? Like, the thing is, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's a bad thing, but I feel as though you feel like you're struggling just a little bit. Things might be hanging in the balance here. I feel like you are, you're trying to show the rest of the world your Facebook face. While things, I don't think things are bad where you are, but I think you're starting to recover from something you've gone through. We're at the Two of Pentacles here. And this is, I've got to move on. I've got to move on and invest in myself. Life or things or my stability could be hanging in the balance. I'm trying to show everybody that everything's okay. But I think deep down here, Aries, I think things are not okay for you. They're better than they used to be in the past, because I feel like this card, this person on the card here is looking into the past. I feel like it's better than it's been in the past, but I still feel as though you're, some things hanging in the balance, possibly short on funds, possibly short on your abundance, money, pentacles, whatever that means to you. All right. I feel like you're going to get a message regarding money, though. And although things have been kind of on board, off board, it's been off and on. I feel like there's been tragedy in the past. It's been tragic for you, this energy, whether it's financial or otherwise, but I feel like you're trying to show a brave face to the rest of the world, Aries, which is not unlike you. There was a final decision that was made in the past, either by you or someone else, Aries. The King of Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, which to me is a high-level thinker. I always see the King of Swords as being ultimately really intelligent, and this person makes choices and moves in their life based on logic. So they don't let their heart get involved, because they know that there might be hard decisions to make, and they might have to cut somebody out, which is the truth. The Knight of Wands is here, tells me that you are trying to get your balance, and when you do, I feel like you're going to be off towards something that you're passionate about. So a person, place, or thing. I feel like you have a knowing that you should do this. I feel as though it's almost as if you're being pushed to do it. Yeah, so I think you're going to have to do it, to be honest. I think you've been thinking it over. You also could have had a divorce in the past. I do see the King of Swords as someone who is, a judge or a magistrate, a lawyer, someone who's a high-level thinker that thinks on and acts on and speaks on behalf of other people. So you could be someone who's making the best choice for all involved here, or somebody else is. And the choice for all that's involved that's best, I think that you were willing to take a hit in your finances, feel this instability, go out on your own and try and fix it. Try and fix it the way you wanted it fixed. Yeah, it feels like you no longer want to be told what to do. So you're out on your own, and you're even willing to take a financial hit. And it might be a divorce for some of you. It doesn't have to be, but it might be for some of you. The Knight of Wands is someone who acts impulsively. So I feel as though you're hanging sort of in the balance, waiting for a decision, and it's you on the motorcycle, ring, 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 ready to go, Aries, right? You want to go. You want to impulsively leave your situation and go to another. But I think you need to have a decision made by someone who may be a higher level thinker that is comfortable with law, speaking up for you, because Aries, you're highly intelligent, right? And I feel that it may only be someone who is the King of Swords that would speak up for you, because you're good at speaking up for yourself. The Nine of Cups, ultimately, this is going to give you happiness. So if you are the person who is stuck in a situation where you had to break away from, cut away from, leave a family situation or a marriage or a job, or you got fired, maybe somebody could have been just cut away, I feel it's for the best. The Nine of Cups is here. And although it feels like tumultuous energy here, we also have the Tower. These are two very opposing energies, right? But understand that the Tower comes to break down the illusion, right? To break down the illusion, Aries, of what you thought your life was. It got so bad, you were willing to take a really big hit financially or in your life. Because this is instability. It's not just money. It's instability. Things are hanging in the balance. I'm trying to keep my balance, trying to keep on my Facebook face so nobody understands that what's going on is quite detrimental. Right? So you've begun to start again. You've decided to invest in yourself, and then you get to the Two of Pentacles from the One. It's beginning to grow. Whatever idea you've had is beginning to grow. The thing is that I feel the Two of Pentacles, looking back on the King of Swords, is, these two are in cahoots here. I feel like this is some sort of an authority. You could be the authority, though. Understand that. So the Tower comes. It's time to break down the illusion. I feel the illusion. You let go of the illusion or cut yourself away from the illusion that was going on. And understand that we all build our own illusions, right? So my illusion is that I'm a successful reader, and that's how I make my living. And, we all build our own illusion. I'm not saying that it's not real or that it's not something that you should do or shouldn't do. All I'm saying is sometimes we're on the wrong path, and we build an illusion based on the ideas that we have for our own life. And sometimes it's not the right path. Yeah. And I feel as though we go through karmic lessons or karmic relationships to learn that it's time to do something different. And when we're ready, that's when the Tower falls. The Tower also falls when things get stagnant, right? When you are trying not to be on a different path. So maybe you didn't want to leave the relationship, the job, the home, whatever it was. Maybe you didn't want to leave there. And so the Tower comes in to say, look, you got to get on that right path. It's time for you to quickly move forward to whatever it is now that you're passionate about. Now that this crap is in the background here, Aries. So the Nine of Cups tells me that the decision goes in your favor. The decision is one that you're okay with. And once you get stability or happiness sort of emotionally from this situation that is ended or spoken up about, or whatever it is that is attached to the King of Swords, I feel like that's when the Tower falls. And so for you, Aries, it feels like it's been tower after tower after tower. And we've been seeing that in the past, right? With your energy, that you've been going through a lot of trials, but I really believe it's because you were on a path that was karmic, and now it's time for you to experience someone, something, a place that you're passionate about. It's time for you to go explore. So we have the Three of Swords in the reverse here. So I feel you had a major ending here. So I'm going to say that it looks like, because the World is here, it looks like you had a major ending to the illusion that you built that was the Nine of Cups. You thought you were emotionally happy, but you really weren't. And the illusion is it really was coming to an end. I was barely in balance here. And, I had to have someone else speak up for me. Page of Cups tells me that there is very little bit of love here. Pages are also messengers of emotion, and it tells me that the messages of emotion, there just wasn't enough to keep whatever this was in the past, to keep it going. And so the World card comes in. The universe is letting you know that with the World card and the Tower, that it's time to go. It's time to go. It's the end of the illusion that you built. You were on a path where you were learning lessons, and that's what you didn't realize. You weren't meant to stay on that path forever, Aries. You were meant to learn the lessons and then move on. But I feel like you stayed too long in this illusion of Nine of Cups. We have the Three of Swords, and that's why I'm saying all of this. We have the Three of Swords in the reverse here. I love this depiction. Yeah, these cards are beautiful, but I love this depiction because it is somebody who, it is showing us finally that it's not heartbreak. It's something going on in the mind. So either there was too many people, one too many, maybe a third party. Somebody could have stepped out on you, and it's time for you to heal now. The king carries one sword, and there's three here, which is four. Four of Swords is I need to heal. I need to heal. I think you're coming out of or feeling better from something that was incredibly disappointing, something that kind of played on your mind a lot. And I think it was not only about the things you said and did, but things people said and did to you as well. The World card tells me that it's over. A major change here at a time when you're feeling ultimately naked, vulnerable, trying to go to the crossroads, trying to find your abundance, trying to bring your life full circle. I feel like the World card comes in and says, look, you got to close the door and you can't go back. And that's what the fixed signs are about, right? Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, and Taurus are all very fixed. I'm not going back. It's a line in the sand. It's like, this is the life. Here's the line in the sand. This is the life. And then here we go forward in the World card. I'm not going back there. So the Page of Cups tells me that you are feeling like you need to take a message of emotion to someone you're passionate about. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a situation, but hear me out. So for those of you who are looking at it that way, it very well could be. I feel like the Tower is the universe that comes in with their intervention. While you're in this Two of Pentacles here, Aries, I feel like you're so concerned about money, about keeping balance, about keeping the Facebook life and making sure that nobody sees that you're struggling. That's when the Tower drops. And so that's why it feels like tower after tower after tower to you. But really what this is breaking down the illusion you had built, thinking it was the Nine of Cups, and it wasn't. Clearly it wasn't, or we wouldn't have the Nine Cups boxed in here by, someone who I see as an authority of making decisions on everyone's behalf here. And the World card, which is I'm closing the door for sure, a major change. This is the closing of a door, a major change, a divorce, someone passes away. This is something that is going to change your life forever. So it's never going to be the same going forward. I feel that after this is done, you start to access your feelings again. And I feel like the Tower being here is helping with that. You accessing your feelings. I feel as though you are feeling spontaneous and wanting to take some sort of a passionate, emotional message into the future. Aries, this is a lot of different sort of energy for you. This is very forward moving. And I'm not saying that you don't move forward, but I feel like it's the biggest leap to healing that I've seen for you in a long time, my love. And I think you're doing the right thing. Yeah, it may hurt. It may feel terrible. Things are ending. Towers here, the Two of Pentacles. There's a judgment made on your behalf. And, you're trying to heal your heart from it. What I feel like is coming for you, though, is the Sun and the Six of Pentacles. I feel like this passion and emotional, this little tiny door of emotion that you've creaked open, I feel that you're going to be taking into the future. I feel that you feel you're going to get reciprocity from this. It's someone that you've been very silent with, someone you haven't spoken to. And I never see the Six of Pentacles this way, but they split it up for a reason that way, right? 4 on the top and then the 2. And I feel like while you're going through the Two of Pentacles, which is right there, right? While you're going through this Two of Pentacles here, I feel as though it's silent. You're not talking to anyone. You're not sharing anything. You want to have reciprocity, but in this time, you're not sharing anything. I think the Sun is here for a few reasons. I feel that the Sun is shedding clarity onto why things didn't work out for you. Why did this disappointment happen? Why do you feel so disappointed, heartbroken, awful memories, can't get rid of the morbid thoughts? I feel like the Sun is here to show you why. Because I feel as you're going through the steps here that you don't understand why all this crazy, tumultuous change is going on. But it's the Sun. And the Sun is always a beautiful energy, always. It gives clarity. It could be about children. Maybe you're disappointed because custody didn't work out the way you wanted it to. Maybe the children in this divorce, which I feel it is, looking at the Tower and the King of Swords, I feel in this divorce, maybe it had to do with, children, and maybe one went to live with you and one went to live with the other, but you're getting clarity on this situation now, and you're starting to understand why it was supposed to happen. I feel like you're supposed to give reciprocity, get back in connection with your emotions or your emotional self, and act a little impulsively on something that you're passionate about, something now that is just for you and not for anyone else. You're finally doing something for you. That's what it feels like. We have the Knight of Cups, okay, and the Queen of Wands. All right, so I feel as though you're kind of chomping at the bit, waiting for things to end. And as you wait for things to end, of course, there's always the healing phase after something ends and before something begins, but the Tower falls here, right? And I feel like the Tower falls in a realization that you really have to take in passionate, kind, affectionate. I'm going to call this it's the Page of Cups feels like a messenger of affection. It's not necessarily love. It's I'm at the beginning. I've never done this before. It sounds like someone here was in a very long-term relationship and now they're out. It's like, this feels so foreign to me. I can only give you the Page of Cups. I'm new to this. I don't know how to do that. It could also be someone who's just not sure how to flirt, but they know that they're a fire. They've got fire in their belly to do something going into the future, and we'll see that in just a moment. But we've got the Knight of Cups, and we've got the Queen of Wands. I feel like you're attracted to someone in the future that you feel is kind of like the foundation for you, someone who never let you down, someone who you're ultimately very attracted to. But this person is not only just about the meat suit, right? They're about what's inside. And this person also is fiery, very fiery. This person does what they want. They kind of go rogue. They don't care what you think. They're going to color outside the lines. This person is probably a business owner, whether it's feminine or masculine. Y'all know that we're not reading body parts here. We are reading energies, right? And this is the energy of get up and go. I'm going to go get what I want. I don't care what you say. I don't care how you feel. You can feel some type of way about the way I run my life, and I don't care. That's the Queen. She does what she wants and understands. She's a master manifester. That's why she's queened up. She's got the one wand in her hand there, right? That's why she's queened up. And I feel that the universe gives her the black cat. You'll always see a black cat usually with her in most depictions. But the reason that the Queen gets a black cat is because the universe understands that she will go rogue. So they give her this animal, this beautiful black cat, to keep her on the right path, because she will follow intuitively. She will follow the cat. But the king and the knight, they both have the protection of the universe. You usually see a salamander. I don't think it's on these cards. No salamander here. But usually you see it depicted as salamanders is the protection from the universe, right? Protection for you, not from the universe, but for you. I feel that the reason why the Queen doesn't have that is because she is of her own mind. She will do what she wants, and she doesn't care what it looks like to you. She also doesn't care how you feel about it. So I feel this is your energy, but this could also be the energy of someone you're highly attracted to. The person who's going to be responsible for this energy coming up from the Tower. They're going to be responsible for you getting in touch with your emotions just a little bit, and for you acting from your gut impulsively, taking in passionate messages. The Queen of Wands is someone who does have, she impresses upon people what life could look like if you are confident and bossed up and following the right path. Yeah, because I really feel the Queen of Wands, when she's in the upright, is following the right path. She's also following her intuition. So we have the Queen of Swords. We go back to the King of Swords here because we have two people that are the same. I feel as though the person that you're attracted to, or the person you have passion for, is the Queen of Wands. I feel as though these are very different energies, and either we're looking at pre-Empress energy, or for some of you, this was the person you were married to. They looked like someone who was very much like you, right? They spoke like you, they were logical like you, they didn't always get overly emotional, but I don't think it worked in your favor that way. I think that when this person became the divorcee, the lawyer and the divorcee, I think when this person became the divorcee, they started speaking up. They decided that they weren't taking it anymore. You can just keep back, right? Hand is up. Sometimes that's to call people in, call in conversation, but sometimes it's to keep people at bay. I've got a sword, I've got something to say, and if you don't want to hear it, you need to stay back. She's also got a vulture above her head in this one. And the vulture is just, part of the ecosystem that picks over the dead bones so the bones can go back to the earth, right? And I feel like the vulture is there because, she can slay, right? She can slay. She speaks from experience usually. She can also just be really harsh with her words. And when I say harsh, I mean honest, because we know that we live in a world where people don't like honesty, right? Sometimes I don't even like honesty, right? But the truth of the matter is that I feel we have two people here that thought they were soulmates, and maybe they were. But I feel as though it didn't work out for them. Yeah, maybe they were too much alike. Maybe there was too much conversation going on that was one trying to force another to do something they didn't want to do or be someone they didn't want to be. So I feel like we have two energies here, which for some of you could obviously be that your passionate person is someone who speaks up. The person you're passionate about, someone who speaks up, someone who's not afraid to show their truth. But I really feel because, the Queen of Swords can be the divorcee, the one who's newly finding their voice. I feel like because this is telling me that there may have been legal issues or a divorce going on with the Tower. I think that this is the person you're divorced from. All right. Five of Wands in the upright, Queen of Cups. So what are you passionate about here? I feel like you've been arguing or fighting with yourself about whether or not you should go forward to the Queen of Cups. So now we have the third Queen. We could be talking about a pre-Empress energy. And I feel the Queen of Cups is how you feel about the person who's going to help you just open up your emotion just a little bit. I feel like it's slammed shut because you've been hurt. You've come out of a situation that's been tough and you've gone through a lot of towers and hard times. I feel like the Queen of Cups is somewhere you find comfort. This person, they could be Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, don't have to be, but this person is intuitive, sometimes psychic. This person's holding a cup for you, Aries. This is the one who's all loving, who will give of herself always. She's the healer, right? I say she because there's feminine on the picture, pictured on the card here, but understand that we are looking at energy, right? Not necessarily body parts here. For some of you, it could be. So we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like the Queen has really been working on herself. When I see the the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, to me, sometimes it can be, I don't want to work on it, but that's not what's happening here. I feel like the Queen has been working on herself, working on himself, constantly trying to get more psychic, trying to use their intuition, trying to figure out what's going on with you. That's what I feel, that you're connected to someone who is in energy that could be, we've got the World card, right? Fixed energy, Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, or Leo. And then we have Scorpio over here as well. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. So I feel like you've been arguing with yourself as to whether you should move forward. This also could be for you. This could be you saying, have I learned enough within myself about love? The Queen of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. Have I worked hard enough on if I can love, if I can carry on a relationship? So you could be working on yourself because you want to go in and have conversation with somebody here. I think there's going to be communication. I feel like you're checking in with yourself for some of you with this Queen of Water and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Some of you are checking in with yourself one last time before you go forward, but understand that the Five of Wands is all about indecision. So I feel like you're checking in with yourself to make sure that you're at where you're at emotionally. Are you emotional enough? Have you checked in with yourself before you go and have this communication, this very honest, truthful, sometimes hurtful conversation? Because look at that sword is very sharp on all sides, right? And It's a double-edged sword, and that's the truth of it. We have swords, swords, and swords, and I think more swords. I think it's going to be communication about what's gone on in the past for you, and also how things came to be the way they are, which is, pursuing you because I'm no longer married. Yeah, pursuing whoever you're pursuing. So we got the Page of Swords. I've been watching you for a while. I couldn't make a decision. 2 swords, 1, 2, 3. We know that there's heartbreak here, right? So heartbreak or heartache or disappointment. So I've been watching you. I have something to say. These are 2 cards of communication, and I feel that you move forward on someone who you feel is either your partner, who's going to help you, who you want a meeting with them. It might be to do with either friendship, grounded information. Are you on my team? I'm ready to invest. If you're on my team, I'm ready to invest. The Ace of Pentacles. With the Ace and the 4, or 3, we have 4 Pentacles. This person, I feel, who is you, Aries, is going in to speak to someone that you haven't had any words with for a while. I feel like there's a lot of watching and there's not a lot of talking. So I feel like you're watching this person, or you've watched them for a while, and now you're ready to invest with this person. There we go. We're looking at the Fool, and it leads to the 10 of Cups, which is in the future. So I feel that with this Fool here, you move forward, you open up a new path, and it's time for you to move forward into this place where you're now free to make conversation, decide what you want to invest in, because I don't think you were very invested back here. I think you might have been for a while, but maybe not, for a long while, and it was getting harder and harder to be invested in this relationship that was suffering financial ruin, I feel. If it's not financial ruin, it's like things got down to the bare bones. Somebody was spending and spending and spending. Tell me about the Tower here, because the Tower comes with the World card. It's an indication or a tap on the shoulder from the universe that things are done. It's over. You need to get out of there. And I think that the Knight of Wands is you hauling ass. You're out. Yeah. So maybe you're going to want to see a Taurus, possibly. But I also feel that the higher self, you've been working on your spirituality, and I feel like the higher self says, okay, I get it. I get why this Tower is here. It's like back here, you're kind of more in swords. You're not feeling things with your feelings. You're not vibrational. You're making very... I want to say very sterile kind of communication with the Queen, and you're in a spot where you're kind of very, Charlie is showing me an ER room, so very sterile, like that's, there's no color. It's almost like it's all beige and gray, and there's no color in your life over here, but over here, I feel like this is where you're headed. Look at all the color, right? You've got ideas. They're headed out to the universe. You're ready to go. I feel like you still have a little bit of a 5 of Wands here. We've got the dog, of course, and that's always, depicted in the Fool, sometimes as a companion and other times as someone who's a really good friend or your subconscious that's trying to hold you back, right? And I feel as though that regardless of you wanting to hold back with the 5 of Wands, I feel like you decide to go forward anyway. So, with that, we've also got the Knight of Wands energy, right? Which tells me that you're kind of ready to go right now. You want to make an impulsive decision to move forward, but the 5 of Wands is in front of me. And 5 wands and 1 wand that is in the hand of the Knight is 6 wands. I want victory. I want to move forward. We've got, again, the the Page of Swords. I need to talk to you. It's a realization. It's coming up on the Tower. It's a realization that you have to make conversation. Your higher self is bugging you. The World card is here. The Tower is here saying making change. Everything is like on its side. You don't know what's going on, but what you know is that in your higher self or in your intuition or what you know as a feeling or a hunch is telling you to move forward. But I feel like it's screaming at you, though. I don't feel like it's just a feeling of moving forward. I feel like it's I have to. I have to, because the Queen has to speak the truth. There is no other way for the Queen of Swords to speak. She must give you the truth. So I feel like you're feeling urged to go speak the truth to someone. And that is the Tower that comes with the World card. Oh my gosh. We've got the Tower and the World card. Now we've got the Tower and the World card. I said what I said. It ended. It's done. Your illusion is done. Go off and do the things that you want, Aries. Even though you don't know the way, I know it's making you crazy because you're a planner. It feels like somebody is very strategic and planned. And I feel like you're going with the moon energy. You can feel it. You can feel all of this great stuff that's coming up, but you can't see it. And I think that's what's making you crazy. All right. Let's look at my deck here. Aries, who are we talking about? This could be description of you, description of them, hints and ideas of who they are. Oh, okay, Charlie says that we should just pull a couple of cards to find out what this is, what this King of Swords is. Let's do that first. There we go. Yeah, it's, after you... I feel like you try again and try again and try again in this marriage. I think it's a marriage. You keep trying to renew it. You keep trying to go back, but all you're collecting is karma. You're just getting, harder and harder and harder are your lessons. And I feel like you realize that you just have to stop going back. Just because it's offered to you doesn't mean you have to take it, right? And then you shut down completely. So it feels like things are starting to transpire within your mind, because the King of Swords is the one who is up in the head, right? Always making decisions head over heart. I feel like you realize in the silence that it is someone that you love. You must move forward. You have to get out of this thing because you know that there's happiness in the future and you're not happy where you are right now. There are things that are coming to light. You're having realizations about where your happiness is. You can't see it, but you can feel it, and you have a knowing. So Pisces and Cancer, right? You have a knowing that there is somebody in the future. Somebody in the future you want justice with. Yeah. But I think you're waiting until you're financially well off or financially balanced before you move forward. Okay. Now let's look at my deck here. This is a longer reading than it usually is for you, Aries. Okay, so we got Virgo, light skin, and in a relationship. You're unsure if this person, possibly who has light skin or lighter skin, someone who could be in Virgo energy, you're unaware of whether or not they're in a relationship. This could mean that there was a third party that broke up the marriage. This could be the energy of the person you were married to. But I feel like this person, now you've moved away, they live at a distance. Use your intuition. The person that we're talking about here could be Gemini and have darker skin, or you could be having Gemini in your chart and have darker skin. Darker than what? Well, you can decide that. So I feel like the reason that you're pulled this way, the Ace of Cups, is that you feel like there is a twin here. You feel like you have twinned energy with someone else. I feel like you're unsure if this person is in a relationship. Maybe the Virgo represents you're going over the details. Should I really do this? I live at a distance. I'm going to have to spend the gas money, travel for 4 hours, get in a plane, whatever it is, to see this person. You're going to have to use your intuition to know what to say, Gemini, right? And to say it clearly. I feel like you feel somebody here is twinning your energy, but you're going to be courageous, and I think you're going to move forward. For sure. Just going to take a couple of Emiras here. There we go. For some of you, it's a past love. For some of you, it's a new love. But either way, someone who lives at a distance from you, someone you may have met on holiday, someone that you want to take, on a honeymoon, have some enjoyment, go on a vacation. So take it as it resonates for you. For some of you, it's new love. For some of you, it's a new love that feels like a past love. It could be a soulmate connection. For some of you, this is twinned energy, right? It feels very twinned, like you're living lives that are like each other. So this could be someone that you've known in the past for some of you, or it could feel like someone you've known before. And this person coming forward could be a new love, brand new love for sure, but it is true love. There we go. All right, I'm going to go for now. Thank you, Aries, for watching this. I do appreciate you hanging in there the whole 30 minutes. 34 to be exact, but who's counting? Just me. I'm going to go. Thank you, Aries. Thank you so much. If you're interested in a private read, if this sounds like your situation, please look below. In the description is the only place you can book a reading with me. Please do not email me for the reading. Please do not, try and book through my website. Wizio is the only place that I will answer you. So it's for your safety and mine. Okay. I'm going to go for now. See you guys.